Hello everyone and welcome back to Coffee Time. My name is Armin and here is Coffee Time. This video gonna be a short one and I want to talk about API client. What I mean by API client, let's check my components here. Front side, I'm talking about front end. In backside or API or controllers, we have some controllers. And let me show some of my Blazor component here, or it doesn't matter in any front end side. Look at here. Here is the administration page, and as you know, I'm using of JSON Web Token or JWT for security. And here, as you see, this is how normally we interact with endpoint and how we generate. Okay, my JWT token is in Blazor local storage, and here is simple. I'm get it, and let me go to that method. Here I have a client or a class which is about authentication and get JWT token and set and the other stuff. And every time that I want to make a call to my endpoint when I'm logged in, I need to set this in header of my HTTP request. And this is simple. I get my JWT token and I check it to validate it, and then I'm gonna set header. After that I send the call. Okay, this is one component. And let's go to the other component. Here we have exact the same. We get that one, we set header, we send the call. Let me go to the other one. For example, here exact the same. We get the token, we set header, and we send the call. Let's go to the other one, other method. Again, get the token, set HTTP request header, and then send it. Let me go to all of these components just like working like this. And now the better idea or proper way to handle this is just to make an API client for my front side. Here I have my HTTP client, I have my JWT provider class, which is here, and here I have authentication, I have set token async. When we get it, we set it in our local storage, we put it local storage, and we have also a method to get it back when we want. Okay, in this class I have also navigation, and I have constructor. Here I have one method, set authorization header. First of all, I get the token with this method, which is bool, return true or false. I get that JWT token, and then I'm gonna check it for validation. If it was just empty or there was nothing there, return false, send the user to the login page. Otherwise, just make the header. This is one. And now, because in our CRUD application we have 4 types: create, read, delete, and update. Here we're gonna do that. I make here a create one, which is like post. I make a method, HTTP response message as the type, and parameter is a string, a URL, and a T generic one model. Okay, after that we check for the authorization header, which is JWT token in that method. If it's false, okay, return null, nothing. If it's true, just return and make a call, actually make that call. We have here get one, which is for single one. Again, these are all generics. You provide your endpoint URL, and then you send a get call. And then we have again for list, exact the same. We have here generic list one. Again, we have that string URL, and we send a request to the endpoint. And we have update, again HTTP response message as type, and we have here update async generic. We have here as parameter a string, as a URL as a string, and generic T as model. Exact the same. We check if it's valid our token, and then we send a put call, and then we have delete one, exact the same. Okay, once we make this one, We come back here to our component, for example, administration component. Here, look at this. First of all, I'm gonna say, where is that one? I say here, let me come here. I say, for example, role manager. I copy this one because I don't want to type too much. Profile one. Okay, here we have administration request. I'm gonna say we inject that class and import. Okay, we inject that class API client, which is this one, as API. And now let's use it and see the benefits. Okay, here, look at this line. Okay, here we have a call. Say leave request, which is a list, and we have here also a list request. What I'm gonna do, I say I'm gonna copy this one. Let's comment this, and voila. What I'm gonna do here, I say, okay, instead of that, I say API dot get list async. Okay, and then I'm gonna remove this one, and voila. What I can do now, I can remove just all this stuff, header, and get the token, which is happened in the API client side, and voila, we remove all of that stuff. Again, we have here other method, other put one. This is exact the same. So okay, I'm gonna do like this, and here I say API dot put. Where is it? Processing get update. I think it was update. Yeah, let me see. Create read update async, which is put one. Yeah. Okay, say put async, and then voila, I'm gonna remove the rest of the code. Look how API client is useful. I'm gonna close this one, and here again we have same scene. Okay, I'm gonna again copy that one here. I say here administration, here just inject that, import naming, and just I'm coming back here, and I say here this is just a list of something. I copy this again, I put it here, and I comment that one, and I say here, since that is a list, I say API that get list async, and I remove this one because we defined it once there, and voila, I remove this one, and I remove all this line because this all happens in my API client. And again, my other component, it doesn't matter which you working with, React, or I don't know, any other front end client side. What I'm gonna do, I say okay, here again this is a get list, leave it here, and I say here just so easy, I'm calling API dot get list async, and voila, let's remove this and let's remove this, and now we can get rid of all these lines here, and we have exact here the same. This is a put call. What I'm doing, I say here API dot update async, and I'm removing all these lines, and we good here, let's do the other component, which is role manager. Voila, now you see the benefits of using here. I already just optimized the other pages which I was work with, and this is just the same employee management, and like this we optimize our code, and voila, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy, and let me say happy new year. 11 days to go. Bye.